Okay,
That's basically.
all right, so Dan had a question over here, and Dan Shaver. So why don't you guys both? Was there another one? All right, so why don't you two both? Efrat, you also? All right, so the three of you, let's say them to Jacob, and Jacob, you'll hit them one at a time. Then we're gonna have Dan first, Dan, then Efrat.
So this question is sort of going to reek of ethnic pride a little bit, but you mentioned at the beginning that Israeli companies are number 2 in the world on NASDAQ, and U.S. is number 1. And I wonder how many of those companies in the U.S. are Jewish-run or started by Jews. Because Google was in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll take it. Let me ask all the questions together.
So the question is, and I'm playing contrarian here because you're talking about the Israeli pioneering spirit.
No, I said Israel, Jewish people is the same thing for me.
Okay, but is there, I mean, I work with Israelis, I do clean tech and I do green development, and there is a difference in business with Israelis than there is with American Jews, there's no doubt. Can you define some of those qualities that makes Israeli pioneering different, even though there's similar amounts of success in Israel and the United States? I mean, they're both Jewish, but there is a difference, and why?
All right, Daniel.
My question was just that, I mean, I identify with the pioneering spirit, I think a lot of us do, but clearly some pioneers fail, some succeed.
No,
Yeah, most of us in the room would like to succeed, so given that you've been involved in a number of different opportunities and you seem to work with startups now, what are the things that we should be doing or thinking about, and especially over the next 6 weeks, what are the things that we can do to get off on the right foot?
Efrat, yeah.
I'm just having a hard time connecting the story you're presenting of Israel, of the 7% high-tech industry here to live to people with race cars, to the Israel I see on a more regular basis, which is more discriminatory, a middle class disappearing, poverty rising, university graduates are having a hard time finding work. To say something more, crime, drugs and crime rising exponentially. I was wondering how you connect those two stories.
All sides.
No, Joyce, what are you supposed to say? Good question. So I actually, well, I can't combine all three. I'll combine those two a little bit, and then talk about it. Yeah, actually. And I'll do it with a story because you have to answer the story. So I campaigned for Ner David for mayor, just to bring it back to that. I campaigned for Ner David. He's a good friend of mine. Unfortunately didn't win for mayor. A man named Uri Polyansky won as mayor of Jerusalem. And he has a certain worldview, and he comes from a certain background, and so on and so forth. And Uri was going to America. His first trip as mayor. And he called me up. And he said, you campaigned against me. I won. He didn't say that. But it was there. The Medrash was there. He said he's still interested in helping out. I mean, I think you were doing it Lishma, you were doing it, whatever Lishma means in English, you were doing it Lishma. And no idea how to say that. So he's still interested in kind of helping out. And I said, yeah, I have some time on my hands, as you know, in that period of time, which was 5 years ago. And I said, yeah. He said, come in, let's talk. I'm going to America. Hey, one thing led to another, and I go to America with him. And we go to, and this connects up to the Jewish people, American Jewish businessman type thing, whatever, but not business. They were business people, but there's something in America called, only in Jewish organized life could you come up with an organization like this, the Conference of Presidents. Right. I haven't said it in a long time. Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations. Right. Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations. Right? You couldn't think of a more meticulous entry than that.
Vice presidents.
The
Vice presidents.
Well, they actually have a union of their own, and they don't like to talk about it, and they broke away. So Hashem Yishmor, they're off to the side. So Uri has no experience with this world, right? Haredi world in Yerushalayim, which is its own whole world, has no experience talking to these people. And gets up and gives a speech, which was in Hebrew, so no one understood it, because he's not Ehud Olmert, he doesn't speak English. Gets up, gives a speech, and even nobody understood. It wasn't such a good speech, so it wasn't a big deal. And then Malcolm Hoenlein, who's the Grand Poobah of the Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations, and has been Grand Poobah since 1986. Since 1986. Okay? A lot of new blood there. It's just dynamic. New ideas all the time. So Malcolm gets all upset with Uri's speech, because Uri gave like this, speech. Hello, I'm from Jerusalem, my name is Uri Polyansky, I'm the mayor, happy to meet you. So Malcolm says, Mr. Mayor, could you tell, can everybody here, tell me about the poverty and all the problems and the hunger and the kids going with that thing and blah, 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 blah. Uri says, I translate it for Uri. Uri looks at me, what am I supposed to say? Uri says, what do you want to say? You're the mayor of Jerusalem. I didn't want you to be, but you're the mayor of Jerusalem. Say whatever you want. Uri says, I'm here in New York, and this is a nice room and everything, but I actually walked over here. And we were in Brooklyn, and we drove around a little bit, and I have to say, we're not doing so bad in Jerusalem. And Malcolm was so upset, right? He says, no, tell him about the poverty. Yeah, I look around in New York here. I think you have what to do, here in New York. Now, I'm not trying to make light, and Uri wasn't trying to make light in what he was saying, right? Uri is a social entrepreneur, he's a gorgeous person. He shouldn't be mayor, but he's an incredible social entrepreneur. He won the Israel Prize for creating Yad Sarah, which is a wonderful organization here. And he knows what's happening. He knows the ills of society. He knows all the problems of society. What he was saying was, it's certainly no worse in Jerusalem than it is in New York. And we're not in a period of time where we're coming to you, kind of like as the poor relative.